This is Mark and Charity's Coffee Podcast.
Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast. It's Thursday, July the 14th, the day after Tim Hortons Camp Day. Charity would like to thank everybody for the warm welcome and glad tidings, and I would like to apologize to everything I said to people in the drive-thru. That's the way this tends to happen.
No, it's not.
It always seems like such a good idea at the time, and then they let me loose on the public.
And you had a fun time. I'm going to admit I had a very stressful time. These days remind me how cushy our job actually is and how hard others work. The pressure. Like even stepping behind the counter, I can feel it. Like the nerves, the jitters, and then they give me a headset. You were handing the orders out to people.
That's easy.
I was taking the orders, and all I had to say was, "Welcome to Tim Hortons. Can I take your order?" And I thought I was going to puke. It was so.
Welcome to
Yeah, it was so nerve-wracking because you don't mess with people like you can't, especially Tim Hortons.
Yeah.
You don't mess with their coffee.
Yeah.
Especially their coffee orders.
And then up on the screens, there's a constant counting clock. Hurry up, hurry up. Okay.
We don't hurry.
Yeah. I mean, we have a clock too. Ignore.
It's very true. But I think we did manage to have some fun. You saw Nancy from Stranger Things come through.
She did. She looked like Nancy. I called everybody over. Come look at her. She looks like Nancy from Stranger Things. She'll never come back. She'll never come back again.
Andy Forgy came through the drive-thru.
Andy did come through.
I knew as soon as I heard him in the headset too.
Yeah.
I took his order and I'm like, Andy's coming. Get ready. And there was the gentleman from the cemetery who recognized you.
I walked the cemetery.
Who recognized you from the cemetery.
Yeah. You know, there are worse places to be known than a cemetery. Just checking out my plot one day. Probably not long. I'm closer than you are. But we're a few hundred steps away, so we have the pedometer. So I'll go there and walk there 2 or 3 times a week.
Beautiful, and it's a beautiful
after the show, after the podcast, clear the head, right, get outside, and then come back, do some more work. And so he pulled up, he took one look at me and said, "Oh, here you are. We wondered why you weren't here yet today." No, I'm here today. Then I got talking to him about the downed trees and the piping. And because one of the trees that in the upper part of St. James portion of the cemetery, they took down a huge, like it was an enormous tree. Like it was like, seriously, it was like, I don't know, like 200-foot high tree. No,
wow.
Probably not, but it was a big.
It was a big tree.
80-foot tree long. And I said, how old was it? They said they estimated that tree was 150 years old.
I was going to say, yeah.
But then when they did the stumping of the grinding of the stump, a bit of piping came up. So now there's pipe laid across. So I asked him about that. He got really interested because I think he's a plumber. It's like now, in order, we're going to have to get down there and redo all of the pipes underneath because this one tree disrupted.
The roots pulled it up. And
there was no pipes there 150 years ago when that tree was born.
Yeah.
So they had to work around it. So taking that tree down meant... So anyway, that was really neat.
Very interesting.
I like hanging out with those people.
You never know who you're going to see.
You never know. You never know.
But it was a lot of fun, and thank you to the crew down there, Judy and Sierra and Lori and
especially
Keisha and everyone working hard there.
Sierra had to put up with me. I was sort of infringing on her window space. Everybody expects to see young, beautiful Sierra. And then it's like, hi there. Oh.
But at least you didn't climb in anybody's car.
No, I'm too old for that now. Well, maybe not too old.
Well, we'll see next year.
Yeah, we'll find out. So thanks, everybody. That was a lot of fun yesterday.
Yes, it was.
So when we were doing the podcast yesterday, I hope I didn't sound like I was incredibly preoccupied. But I kept looking over at our phone system because this phone kept ringing with this bizarre area code. And I didn't know why. And so we're just doing and finally when it was over, and it must have been ringing off and on for about 10, 12 minutes. Mm-hmm. So I picked up the phone and says, "Hi, is Charity there?" And I'm like... I'm not the boss of her. I don't know where she is.
Thankfully, I was, and I did say hello.
Hello.
Hi. She said, "Hi, it's Jenny." And I said, I'm sorry, who?
Jenny of like Jenny 8565309. Jenny?
She said, no, Jenny Berggren. And both you and I were like...
From Ace of Base, who will be on stage tonight at Empire Rockfest. We had a great chat with her. Welcome to Empire Rockfest. Let us officially welcome you to the Quinte region. We're thrilled to have you.
Thank you. It's going to be amazing. I'm looking forward for so much.
Now, you're on the road right now. I understand you've been on tour through Europe?
Oh, yes. Yes. A lot, yes.
Different day, different airport.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, what is the difference, or is there, between, say, European audiences and Canadian, North American audiences?
Yes, we are the B group and you're in the A group.
Are we really?
Oh, wow.
Four, actually, and teach the world how to be an audience. This is so amazing to be here because it's really, really a huge difference. I don't know what you do here, but do it.
Are we more enthusiastic, or do we know the music more? What is it that sets us apart?
I don't know. I think it's a spirit. I don't know. You're more relaxed, and at the same time, you're extremely picky. And that makes it intriguing and inspiring, and it also put you on the edge. You really want to perform.
But we can't wait to see you here. You're going to be performing with 112 and TLC. Is this part of sort of a Canadian tour, or is this the first time you've toured with them?
It's the first time I toured with them. Actually, I've been touring with some other bands before from Europe, but and this time it's going to be... I love TLC so much. It's been one of my watermarks in my life where you go to when you're like, okay, so this is a strange mood. I need to be pulled up from my whatever I'm in. Yeah. And I just put on the waterfalls, and I just So I'm going to be starstruck tonight. I'm going to like be in hiding behind the curtain not be able to talk. You know that. Yeah.
TLC's calling security because Jenny Berggren won't leave them alone.
When we heard the lineup for Empire Rockfest, as we've seen with other acts, say from the same time frame, mainly early to mid '90s, like the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC, we see you on stage, and it's feeling of, oh my gosh, it's Jenny Berggren from Ace of Base. I love that song. I remember seeing them, and these memories come up, much as you described with TLC and Waterfalls there. Do you find that reaction too a lot?
Well, the thing is that I am a lucky person who got the best view of the nicest thing that will happen. So I will be on stage and looking at the audience and how they react to the music. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be amazing. And I can't really say, but I mean, what happens in the merge when the music meets the audience, and the audience has a lot of memories that are very good from a very young age. That is amazing. That is a good concept. And for me, being able to do this and standing on the front row like I will be on stage, looking at the audience, it's as amazing each time. And that is one of the reasons, only reason I do this, because that is really beautiful. You see how people react to the songs, and it is not about me, basically. It's about themselves, what they have experienced in their, 20, 30 years ago, and what they were happy. They just bring it up again. It's just like it's coming like small little clouds above their heads, and we're just looking at them, all of us. Yeah,
it sounds like you understand you have a responsibility, too, to respect that memory and give them what they came looking for.
Yes. And I've really got the best seats.
Yeah, no, for sure. Jenny Berggren of Ace of Base is going to be here with Empire Rockfest. First time to Belleville, I'm pretty sure. Is that correct?
Yep.
Check first that time. Box off. Okay, now I want to know, what's the worst place you ever played?
You want to know?
Yeah, what's the worst place ever?
Some place in Russia called Toilati.
Toilati in Russia?
Yeah. That was super bad.
Now, were you solo or were you with the gang then?
No, it was only me, but I was so sick. I had pneumonia, and I had to perform.
Oh my gosh.
And it was probably in February, right? Like, who wants to go?
It's not really that they made me perform, but the whole idea. And there was this amazing stage. I was shooting up from like a cellar, like on this huge round stage, and going up to the air. And it was beautiful, but I was just so sick.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great show. Looking forward to it. And Jenny, we appreciate you so much calling us and spending some time with us.
Because what else have you got to do in Pearson Airport? Nothing. I'll call these clowns. Hey, thank you so much for coming, and thanks for calling us. We love you. We'll see you soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care now. Lovely talking to you.
I'm so glad she kept calling.
No kidding.
Could you imagine? Because we've been trying to connect. I think it's safe to say now, since Monday, basically. We've been trying, but she's been, as you heard, in Europe touring, and then getting here for tonight and doing some shows here in Canada. So between the travel, the time changes, we didn't know where she'd be. She didn't know where she was going to be. It was just, so for her to just call us up out of the blue like that is awesome. It's the It was just great.
Think about it. You've just landed in Pearson, which is the world's happiest place right now.
Yeah, best place to be now.
You're sitting on your luggage because at least you managed to find it. And then you think to yourself, oh, yeah, I need to phone these total strangers at a radio station 2 hours from here. And you keep calling.
And they're not
That's
picking up.
so wonderful, so generous of her to keep doing that. And I think she's in a great headspace for 2 reasons. One, and I mean this complimentary, she gets it. She realizes she's not pushing a new album.
Although I'm sure there will be new music tonight.
Oh, I bet you there is. And I hope there is because she's super talented.
Absolutely.
Super talented.
Yeah.
But she understands what I said. So you understand that you have a responsibility to people's memories and moods and that you are a part of if you were a 90s child. And she's like, yeah, I totally get it. And yet the second thing was, she's going to fangirl over TLC.
Yeah, she herself is excited about who she's performing with tonight, which makes it even better. And you're right. There's that nostalgia that's attached to her and Ace of Base. And we've seen it recently, as I brought up, Backstreet Boys being in Toronto this past weekend. We see it with NSYNC. Like those kind of bands during the 90s. Yeah, there's that nostalgic feeling attached to them. So I'm glad it's not disappointing for her because, as you said, with the new music, of course you want to get that out there. You want people to hear this, but she can appreciate and even embrace the fact that, no, this is what you know me for. She's not like a Madonna who has said, I'm not playing this stuff anymore.
Right. I'm not going to do material. Go. Ugh.
Yeah. She knows what they want to hear, what we want to hear as a fan. We want to hear the new stuff, but give us Lucky Love. Give us the stuff that we fell in love with you.
Don't turn around.
Bye. Yeah.
All she wants.
Exactly.
The sign. And as she said, she's got the best seat in the house. I get to be on stage, watch you love it and your memories. She says, like a cloud over your head, I can see it. Yeah. That's so great. So good for her.
It was really great talking with her.
Tomorrow on the podcast, we're going to be talking with Jake Clemens, who's going to be performing on Saturday. And Mark Rashad here in town is his manager and lead guitarist in the band.
I know.
So it's a homecoming for a lot of them. And I saw yesterday, Jake Clemens has also been added to the CNE later on this summer.
So he's got quite a few shows. In fact, he just came from and we'll talk to him about this, but he was also up working with Indigenous children in the Yukon, sharing his love of music with them as well.
I know. So that's going to be very, very good. And then this morning, we also managed to shoehorn in a great... We've been following this story for a bit, and Grant Greschuk is a executive producer, sort of on the showrunner, they call him.
Yeah.
On the show. It's called Farming for Love.
And you and I are getting this song stuck in our head every time we say it.
Farming for love in all the wrong places.
But this is going to be the right place.
Right. And the initiative, it sounds like it's a Green Acres old show, right? Where we're going to get the beautiful people paired up. Because that's how Hollywood would do it. But that's not what it is.
No, I kept going back to, you remember Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie? When they had their reality show?
Life,
yeah. You take someone from the city and put them on a farm and see how they do.
Yeah.
And I was so afraid that's what this show was going to be. But as you hear from Grant, it's a genuine look. These people genuinely want to find love.
Yeah.
And that partnership and connection to someone.
So we woke him up in Vancouver. Farming for Love. Farming for Love. The title alone is intriguing. Grant, what are you up to?
We found some amazing farmers from across BC that are looking for love. They're missing something in their lives, and they're looking for a partner. And so we're helping them find that lifelong partner that's going to make their lives complete.
Now, this isn't a new concept. My understanding is what season is this show in now?
Oh, well, this is the first season ever in Canada, but it has been done in 32 other countries. I think it's on season 12 or 13 in Australia.
Wow.
Probably about the same in England as well. So it's been a very successful format worldwide, and it's very authentic, and that's why we're really interested in doing it.
Well, what problem do the farmers in British Columbia have in finding these individuals?
Well, like most farmers, they're too busy. They live in small communities, and they're working all the time. Their schedules are chock-a-block full. So even if they have gone on dating apps, I think the pools are very small where they live. So they're really just not meeting enough people, and quite honestly, they don't have a lot of time.
So you're helping them out. Now, you said these farmers are from BC. Are you looking for people from BC or anywhere in the country?
Anywhere in the country. The daters can come from across the country, and we're actively searching for them now through social media. We have people on the ground going to different local events, and we were just at the Stampede this past weekend and a bunch of other events across the country, putting up flyers and searching for those daters who are interested in meeting our farmers.
Now, is there a certain, I guess, criteria?
The main criteria is genuinely interested in dating one of our farmers. You can see our profile, the profile of our farmers online, so you can apply to date that specific farmer, and you can have you'll have a really good idea of who you're dating. And it's really about being authentic, looking for the same thing that the farmer's looking for. We're not looking for people who just want to be on television. We're looking for people who are looking for a partner.
Yeah.
And I think that's the big thing. That's one of the big difference with our show is that our farmers aren't really interested in being on TV. They're genuinely looking for someone who they can spend the rest of their lives with.
Co-showrunner, executive producer of Farming for Love, Grant Greschuk joins us this morning.
And I think when I know I did. When I first heard this, I immediately think of men, but there's women on here too, also looking for love.
Yes. We have two women farmers, one from Abbotsford and one from Gibsons. And they are also kind of in the same situation where they're working a lot and, in smaller communities and not really meeting as many people as they would like, nor have the time to meet as many people as they would like. So we're going to try and help them find Mr. Right.
Okay, well, Grant, but what will the show look like? Is it going to be stereotypical that the daters will have to, ride a tractor, or like what will the show look like?
Well, it will. The daters will have to participate in farm chores. The idea is that they will have to know what it's like to live and work on a farm. They won't have to give up their career if they are doing something else. Most of the farmers are very open to having someone who's has their own career, but still wants to share their lives. And part of that is knowing what it's like to live on a working farm.
Again, this is a dating show. You want to find matches. You said that the other versions of the show around the world have been successful. How successful have they been?
I think up to now, I think there's 191 or 192 marriages and 458 children.
Oh my gosh. Oh, okay.
So it's by far the most successful dating series ever produced, and I think it's because it's authentic. These are real people looking for real love and real connections.
And British Columbia is beautiful, so it's not, you say isolated for them, but, thinking in terms of the world, it's not the craziest place to want to move to.
No, our farms are really, all of them are striking when you get to see what's around. So I think some people will be very, very interested in relocating. It's definitely a challenge, but I think it's worth it if you're doing it for love. The potential of finding that person that you're going to spend a long, long time with.
Now, who's perhaps some of the oldest on there, and how old were the applications kind of cut off? What's the oldest you're looking for?
Well, I believe our oldest farmer is turning 50, and so I would imagine that anywhere within his age range is fine. Our youngest farmer, I think, is 25.
Okay.
So we do have a big range.
Yeah.
Now, you said you were at the Calgary Stampede over the weekend. Are there any events coming up here in Ontario that you're going to be set up at?
I honestly don't know that. Please forgive me, I should know that. But if it's anything that there's going to be a lot of people, I'm talking throughout Ontario, not just in Toronto, but we're trying to reach as far and wide as we can. We will have a representative there who will be handing out flyers and trying to meet folks.
Well, I don't know. We like to keep all the pretty people here. Can we I try to discourage the beautiful people from leaving Ontario. If we just do that.
Well, for those who want to learn more about Farming for Love, or fill out an application themselves. How can they do that, Grant?
Go to ctv.ca/farming for love.
And when are we going to get a chance to watch this? When's it going to be up?
Well, we haven't been given a firm air day yet. I really hope we can see it sometime in spring of 2023. That would be my preference. I would not want to keep these farmers and daters waiting too long, so that they could reveal their love to the rest of the country. And selfishly, I really think that Canada is going to enjoy the series, so I want to get it out as soon as I can.
Yeah,
I think so too.
I don't know, there's something about Canada, the less glitz, the better. The more authentic, the better. The less Hollywood, the better. I think
it's going to appeal to people. Everyone who I've spoken to about this idea has, just kind of nodded and smiled and said, "Yeah, that makes 100% sense." And I think, they're all like looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah. And then what's your next one? Auto mechanics? What do you think? What do you think, Grant?
Well, I'm hoping for seasons 2 through 10.
Yeah.
Let's do that first.
Yeah. There's a very large. We're in a very rural community as well, Grant. So maybe even moving it inland a bit into Ontario. I'm sure there'd be a plethora maybe of farmers and contestants here.
Oh, yeah. I believe that, ideally the goal would be to move the series across the country and focus on different regions so that all the regions get the love.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Nice.
Well, I can't wait to see it on CTV, Grant. Thanks so much for joining us.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
So we have the entry form up on our Facebook page, ladies or gentlemen.
Yeah. I was pleasantly surprised to see that there were women farmers looking for a partner, looking for someone to share their business and
as an older guy,
life with.
Feel for that 50-year-old farmer who might be a widower, might be divorced, may never have found love because he's busy.
Yeah.
Not giving up. Never too old. Never too old.
It's not growing up in this area, and I'm sure you're aware of it too, because it is a very rural area on the outside of the city. We're surrounded by agricultural. It is a very hard, I don't want to say hard life because there's a lot of good things that come from it too.
No, I know what you mean. Yep.
But it is busy, and it is your life. You commit to farming.
It's not your job, it's your life.
Exactly.
It's your children's future on the land. And if it doesn't rain for 2 weeks, we got a problem.
Exactly.
You may think it's great because I'm going to be on vacation, I can golf. Or if it rains too much, you got a problem. If there's a windstorm, you got a problem.
Yep. You have to be there.
You wanted to plant that day.
24/7. It's not like you and I where we walk out the door and we go home. Your home is the farm. So it is very consuming. So I can appreciate these people wanting to find someone to share that with and how hard it's been to find someone to share that with.
And if you're in your job and said, no, you know what, I do want that, not slower life, but again, I want that out of the major city stressful, and maybe this is something. And I don't know, there's something about the picture of that person and their story, and you sign up and who knows, because this show has gone on in many other countries. They didn't invent this. And
successfully.
As he mentioned, like almost 200 couples and 5,000 kids, or I don't even know. I don't even know.
But that's what he said. They're not looking for people who want to be on TV. They're looking for people who genuinely are looking for someone themselves to share their life with and who want to work together and create this life together. So I really applaud it. I'm very interested to see it when it's on the air.
And I'm glad that they're taking a non-dramatic approach and not looking for the most dramatic, like cat fighting, hair pulling, men lying,
they want these connections to work.
Yeah, we're looking for real people for real things.
Exactly.
So get that entry form in if you're interested, and then contact us that you apply. And we'll keep our eye on your entry, and that could be pretty cool. A lot of stuff going on the show tomorrow. We're going to have once again
Mark Phillips bright
and early in the morning. He's still not going to tell us about that exciting surprise ending.
Part of Festival on the Bay.
Show. Yeah. Big fireworks show tomorrow. He said it is the biggest one ever in this area, and you can't just say that without delivering. Well, so he has promised it.
And he explains what a drone show is.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad he did, because I didn't know what it was either.
No idea. I was frightening. I was like, they're going to come by and pick up little children. children.
Spider-Man.
No, they don't. Yeah.
That scene in Spider-Man
right?
where, it's not
Jake
good.
Gyllenhaal?
It's not good.
Not like that at all. And then Savannah's going to be here from Midas. Not only will she offer tips on how to ensure your vehicle's in good shape for your summer vacation, how, when you put some pictures up of your favorite summer spots on socials, you could be winning day vacation trips and prizes from Midas. So she's going to be on the show after 8 o'clock tomorrow.
Jake Clemens is going to join us, part of Empire Rockfest, and our very own Kay. She has started a new initiative about good things going on in Quinte.
So wake up with us tomorrow morning. We'll kick off your weekend with a little bit of music from Empire Rockfest and plenty more tomorrow with Mark and Charity Mornings. Right now, though, it's Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast. Wherever you get your favorite podcasts, from Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, right off of our social media sites daily. A little bit more time with Mark and Charity Mornings. Thanks for hanging out today. Have yourself a great Thursday. If you're off to the concert tonight, don't let us down. North American audiences are the best, says Jenny Berggren. So be there good and loud and let us know tomorrow morning with Mark and Charity Mornings on 95.5 Hits FM.